Good morning, students. So today we are here with the next chapter, second chapter of Business Studies, class 12, that is Principles of Management. So today we are going to discuss Principles of Management. But before that, we'll discuss first what are the principles? Are these rules or guidelines? So these are not the rules, these are the guidelines for the manager. So if we are in simple language, say, what are the principles of management? So in simple, we can say, these are the guidelines for the manager, how to do the work and how to manage the things. And these principles of managements are given by Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor also. Henry Fayol has given principles of management, but F.W. Taylor has given principles of scientific management. So there is difference between Henry Fayol and H.W. Taylor. F.W. Taylor. Henry Fayol is known as father of management, general management, but F.W. Taylor is known as father of scientific management. Henry Fayol has given 14 principles of management, but F.W. Taylor has given only 4 principles of scientific management. So there is a difference. Okay. So the next chapter is principles of management. Principles of management are broad and general guidelines for decision making and behavior of the manager. This is the concept. Principles of management are broad and general guidelines for decision making and behavior of the manager. These guidelines helps the manager in making decisions. Okay. Definition as per Henry Fayol is principles of management are of universal nature and apply to every type of organization. Principles of managements are given by Henry Fayol, as we have already discussed about Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol was a French management theorist. Fayol was the first to identify 4 functions of management. As we know that there are 5 functions of management, but out of that 5, 4 has been identified by Henry Fayol. These are planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. Staffing is not included in this because staffing was not identified by Henry Fayol. Fayol developed 14 principles of management. That's why Fayol is known as father of general management. This is about Henry Fayol. Now moving towards its principle. So principles of scientific management. I have included both together so to differentiate. Principles of scientific management. It refers to the management which links that is uh, uh, which thinks that by scientifically work, it would be possible to find one best way to do it. Means principle of management focuses on to do the work and to organize the organization. But uh, principles of scientific management focuses only on productivity, definition, and these principles of scientific management are given by F.W. Taylor. Definition: scientific management attempts to eliminate waste to ensure maximum production at minimum cost. So in scientific management, the focus is on to eliminate waste and to ensure maximum production at minimum cost. This is why this is scientific principles of scientific management. Scientific principles of management are given by Frederick Winslow Taylor, F.W. Taylor. Taylor was an American engineer. He has given 4 principles of scientific management. He was known as father of scientific management. Okay, he has given only 4 principles of scientific management. So this is the difference between Henry Fayol and F.W. Taylor. Clear? Henry Fayol has given principles of general management or principles of management, we can say. But F.W. Taylor has given principles of scientific management. Clear? Now moving toward next. Nature, features of principles of management. What are the nature, features, or principles of management? First, principles of general management. This is about Henry Fayol. So, principles of management features are, first feature is universally applicability. Universal applicability means these principles can be applied everywhere in the world. Second, general guidelines. These are not the rules, these are the guidelines which guides the manager how to make decisions, and for the behavior of the manager. Third, formed by practice and experimentation. These principles are formed by practice. Henry Fayol made a list of some these guidelines. He applied those guidelines in different organizations. When he and he observed that in some of the organizations these guidelines worked same way, then he we can say he declared it as the principle. So these principles are formed by practice and experimentations. Fourth feature is flexibility. Flexibility means these principles are flexible and can be applied as per the environment. So changes can be done. Fifth one is, this is mainly behavioral. Behavioral means these, because managers have to work with humans and humans have different behavior. So this is mainly behavioral. As per the behavior, managers have to manage it. Okay. Sixth one is relationship between cause and effect. Cause and effect means managers have to decide, means predict what will be the causes and what will be the effects of the decisions which he will make. So it will work as a relationship between cause and effects. Contingent means it is applied everywhere, it is required everywhere. Next, if we are talking about, that is significance of principles of management. What are the significance, or we can say importance of principles of management? Significance or importance of principles of management. How it is important, why it is important? Because first point is, it provide useful insight to the manager. Insight means to see the or to predict what will be in the future. It provides useful insight to the manager. Second point, optimum utilization of resources and effective administration. It provides facilities to the manager to optimally utilize the resources and to administrate effectively. It helps the manager. Third point is scientific management. Scientific management means logically when they are working with the output what they will get from there, with the logics when they are applying any decision in the management process by the manager. Fourth point, meeting changing environmental requirement. These principles are very much required in changing environment. So whatever changes in the environment, these principles changes accordingly, and managers are performing the work and their task accordingly. Fifth point, fulfilling social responsibility. These principles forces managers to fulfill social responsibilities. How they work, their work must not hamper the society. Sixth point, management training, education, and research. These principles are important because they are providing training, education, and research to the managers so that they can perform in best way. These are the significance and principles of management. Now moving toward next. Principles of management by Henry Fayol. These are the 14 principles of management by Henry Fayol. First foremost principle is division of work, means to divide the work among all the employees to different departments so that it can be easily work. So division of work is first principle. Second principle is authority and responsibility. Authority means to give some power. We cannot say complete power, but a little portion of the power. And responsibility, the work, how do they work. So authority comes with responsibility, and responsibility is also comes with authority. They are all coming together. Authority and responsibility both are, we can say, come together. Both comes together. If someone is giving responsibility but not authority, how they will perform? So responsibility and authority both are required. Discipline. Discipline is very much required in all the organizations, because all the organizations are known for their disciplines. So third principle is discipline. Discipline means to work on time, to work properly, to cooperate to each other. Okay. Fourth point is unity of command. Unity of command means command must be given. Command means instructions must be given by only one superior, or we can say boss. If different bosses will command, one will say do this work, second boss will say do this work, there will be chaos in the organization. So there should be one boss, one command. Okay. Fifth point is unity of direction. Unity of direction means aim. Direction here means aim. There should be only one aim, one goal. Unity of direction means one aim, one goal. If there will be different aims, different goals, then there will be confusion. So there should be one aim, one goal. Sixth point is subordination of individual interest to general interest. Individual interest means personal interest of the employees, and that should be converted to general interest. This is the role of manager is to perform. Manager has to perform that. He has to convert their individual interest to general interest. Like one employee has to fill like his child's fee, one has to make his house. So manager's job is to convert their individual interest to general interest. Seventh point is remuneration to employees. Remuneration to employees means to provide complete and proper wages, salaries to the employees on time. Eighth point is centralization and decentralization. Centralization means to make one center, means as a manager can be the centralized person, so that everyone will report to the manager. Decentralize this will helps when manager has to monitor all the things when there is not like in our organizations, when their things are not going perfectly, then he will take all the controls in his hand, so he will centralize the things. Decentralization means when manager is overburdened and he want to decentralize the things, then he will appoint different departments heads of the different departments. Then he will give them authority and responsibility to look after those things. Like he will give one to production department, one he will give to sales department, one he will give to accounts department, like this. And then he will take the report. So centralization and decentralization. Now ninth number is scalar chain. Scalar chain means there is a hierarchy in the organizations. No like lower level uh, person can contact their upper directly, or the upper one. There is hierarchy in the organization, in all the organizations, so they have to work accordingly. Order means everything should be in their place. Order means not order giving. Here order means place. Everything should be in at perfect place. Like in one organization there is no storeroom for raw material, and raw materials are kept here and there. Then if some it takes time, and it wastes time also for the like employees, like sales this production department has to take the raw material, then he has to search in whole organization where our raw materials are kept. But if there is a specific place for raw materials, where there is a specific place for the raw materials, then it will be easy. From production department they will go directly to that place, they will collect the things, they will start their production. Like in your school, if you are talking, if there is no place for principal, and you have to meet principal. Then you have, there is no principal room and you have to meet principal, or like there is no vice principal's room and you have to meet vice principal. Then what will you do? You will roam all over the school. That's why there is a proper place for them, no? There is proper room for them, so where you can directly go and contact them. Clear? There is the proper place for reception also. You can go and get the information, whatever things you have to do. You have proper place of like other things also. So this is principle of order. 11th point is principle of equity. Equity means equality. Equality should be there. There should be no discrimination among the employees. Stability of personnel. If stability of personnel means there should be a personnel means workers, employees. Personnel, here it is not person, personal, personal, not, it's personnel. Personnel means stability of personnel means workers. Keep them stable. Every time they are coming, joining, then resigning, again you are searching new employees, new workers, again they are working and resigning. This is not good thing for the organization, because whenever manager or the organization is recruiting someone, recruiting process is taking lots of money in big organizations. So stability of personnel is very much required, because it provides you experienced workers also, those who are working for 10 years, 12 years, 30 years, 40 years old, like we can say experienced 30 years old experienced people. So that are the asset for the organization. So stability of personnel is very much required. Next is initiative. Initiative means give opportunity to the employees. If they are telling, as a, if you are manager and they are saying something, and if they are giving you an idea, if they are giving any suggestion, so take their suggestion positively and work on it, or just don't demotivate them. So let them take initiatives if they are taking part in development of the and growth of the organization. 14th principle is spirit based crops. Spirit based crops means, as a manager you have to maintain spirit, team spirit. So maintaining team spirit and make the team to reach the goal of the organization and be united. This is the job of the manager. Okay, so these are the 14 principles of management by Henry Fayol. Now next one topic is there, that is gangplank, which is given in principles of scalar chain. What is gangplank? As I told you, in principle of scalar chain there is a hierarchy. Like you can see here in this picture that A, B, D, F are one side, A, C, E, G are one side. Means A is the head of both the departments, and but B, D, F are in one department, C, E, G are in one department. Like B, D, F are in production department, C, E, G are in sales department. So B and C are at same level of management. D and E are at same level of management. F and G are at same level of management. Here you can see gangplank is between F and G. Gangplank means if any instruction, any information like F has to give to G, as per the hierarchy and scalar chain, F has to report to D, then D has to report to F, has to report to D, then D has to report to B, then B has to report to A. Then A will report to C, then C will report to E, then E will report to G. Then G will give reply to E, then E will reply to C, then C will reply to A, then A to B, B to D, D to F. It will take 4-5 days, it will take time. But if there is an emergency of work that they have to perform, then what will be done? In the condition of emergency, F will directly contact to G, because they both are of same level of the management. So they can directly contact, and this is called gangplank. The similar way, D can also contact with E in condition of emergency. B will also contact with C in condition of emergency. But one level of management like B cannot contact to E lower level, or E cannot contact to B upper level. Means in gangplank they can contact to same level of management of different departments. Now I hope that this is clear about gangplank. Now moving towards next, that is features of, now moving toward next, that is features of scientific management. Now principles of management are clear. I hope that that is over by Henry Fayol. Now moving to features of scientific management. Now from here scientific management will start by F.W. Taylor. F.W. Taylor, if we are talking about, these are systematic approach. Scientific principles of management are systematic approach. This is the, as I told you, that scientific management focuses only on production with minimum wastage and maximum utilization of resources. The focus is only on production, not the whole management of the organization. So here we can see first feature is systematic approach. So scientific management is, as it is science, so it is systematic approach. It have systematically everything is predefined and logically given. They are systematically applied everywhere. Second point, brings complete mental change. It provides mental change, means it provides a specific like it is based on experimentation and observation. So it brings a mental change. It provides complete output what will be required and as per the same. Third point, discards traditional management. This is not supporting the traditional way of working, traditional management. So it discard traditional management. Fourth point, requires strict observance of rules. As a manager, here we can say, when there is a strict observance by the manager, so it requires strict observance of rules so that can be applied properly, appropriately in the work. Fifth feature is it improves the efficiency of the workers. Whatever work they are doing, it improves their efficiencies. Now next is principles of scientific management. Here we can see that first principle is it is a science but not the rule of thumb. It is a science, means science logics are there, everything is there, but it is not the rule of thumb as it was applied in earlier days, earlier years. If we are talking about in 90s, the same is not applied now also. No? There is a change. We can change as per the requirement of the environment. So this is first principle that is applied logically, but as per the environment, it can be changed. Harmony, not discord, means in the organization, there should be harmony, unity amongst the employees, workers. There should be not discord between the different departments. There should be no quarrel. So this is the second principle of scientific management. Third principle of scientific management is there should be cooperation, not individualism. Like one department cannot say that I have done the work, because all the departments has to work together so that they can completely work completely, so they can perform the task together. Cooperation is required, not individualism. If one individual is saying that he has completed his work, then the work of the organization is not complete. No? So they have to cooperate. If their work is complete, then their job is to support and cooperate other departments so that they can also perform the task, because their goal must be one, to complete the task. So if all the departments will complete the task together, then goal of the organization will be achieved. No? Fourth point is development of each and every person to his or her greatest efficiency. This is the fourth principle of scientific management, means to give development and growth to each and every person of the organization, where all the employees, all the workers. So this is the fourth principle. I hope these four principles of scientific management are clear also. These principles are given by F.W. Taylor. Now moving toward next, techniques of scientific management. Techniques of scientific management, if we are talking here about functional foremanship. Foremanship means here we can say that it is required So if we are talking about functional foremanship, so it refers to that technique of scientific management which makes possible the full utilization of principles of specialization. Means here it is full utilization of principles of specialization, means whatever is special in that work, it or expertise in one like we can say one thing that is required, we can say that is required there. Any completely we can say utilization of that functional foremanship is here. Full utilization of principles of specialization. Second, if we are talking about that is standardization of work, means it refers to the process of setting standards for various business activities. Setting standard means not work is done then done in any of the way they have to know. There should be standardization of work, quality of work. Simplification means to make the work very simple, easiest way, or here we can say it refers to the technique which is used to put an end to unnecessary types, quality, size, weight, etc. of the product. Means not required these kind of unnecessary things. It requires only simplification, easiest way to do the task. Here if we are talking about methods of study, then that is 1 minute. So method of study, if we are talking about, then we have to work as per that. Like it refers to identify most suitable way to do a particular activity, like a particular activity which we can perform. Motion of study, if we are talking about, it refers to a technique to study the movement those are necessary for doing a well-defined job or work. Motion of study that is required, which is very much important. Motion, the way of doing that, that is required. So sixth point is time study. It refers to determining the standard time required to complete a task. Time study means to set a time for the task. So these are the techniques of scientific management, not to waste the time and to set the time for each and every task. If we are about talking about fatigue study, it refers to determine duration and frequency of rest interval to complete the particular job. If job is given, how much time is required and how much frequency is required, how much interval must be given, everything should be there. And fatigue studies talking about differential piece wage system. It refers to that technique of scientific management which differentiates between efficient and inefficient worker. So that should be given as per them. If someone is efficient, give them more wages. If someone is inefficient, give them less wages. So there should be differential piece wage system. Clear? Mental revolution is given here. Mental revolution, if we are talking about, it refers to the change in the attitude of management and worker toward one another, from competition to cooperation. So there should be like we can say there should be no dispute between management and the worker. There should be mental revolution in both. They should work together. They should respect each other, management as well as workers. Clear? So this is about mental revolution. If again we are I'm going through these techniques of scientific management, how they are working. These are the technique how a manager works in the organization. What are the technique required for a scientific manager to work effectively, efficiently in the organization? So first is functional foremanship, means he has to set a what who is specialized in which department, which work he must have give the that work to that person. If someone is specialized in like tire making or electricity, so that work should be given to them, that department should do. Okay, functional foremanship is required. Standardization of work means there should be standard of work, quality of work should be set by the manager. Simplification means there should be simple way, not complex way to complete the work. Method of study means the most suitable method to do the work. Motion of study means we can say that there should be no useless things should be there. There should be study of motion that is necessary for the doing of work. Whatever motions are required. Then time study means they have to set a time for each and every task. Fatigue study, we can say time and frequency of the work, in how much time they have to, and at what speed, frequency they have to complete the task. This thing is there in fatigue study. Differential based system is that there, if there are we can say efficient and inefficient workers are there, so as per the way should be given to them. Mental revolution, as I told you, that there should be mental revolution between both management and the workers, so there should be no dispute between both. They should work for the common goal, that is for the goal of the organization. Okay, now moving toward next, that is similarities between principles of Taylor and Fayol. First is solution to managerial problem. We can say that both are giving solution to the managerial problems. So these are both are similar in this. Stress on practice aspects. Both stresses on practice aspects. Both these principles are made by practice experimentation. So we can say that both are same from this point of view also. Third, stress on good industrial relation. Both focuses on good industrial revolution. So we can say that in from these 3 points, both are similar. What is the difference between principles of Fayol and Taylor? So if we are talking about from the perspective point of view, so here we can say again that in perspective point of view, Taylor's principles are related to production activity, but Fayol's principles are broader. There are 14 principles, so they focuses on higher level of management. So we can say perspective point of view, that first point perspective, that is Fayol focuses on complete management at higher level, but Taylor's principles, which are only 4 principles, they focuses only on the production. If we are talking about unity of command, so in Fayol, principle of unity of command is strictly followed, as it is given also. Out of 14 principle, one principle was there, na, unity of command. So in Fayol's principle, unity of command is there, but in Taylor's principle, unity of command is not there, because they are focusing, Taylor's principle are focusing only on the production. Applicability, if we are talking about Fayol's principles are applied everywhere universally, but Taylor's principles are applied in special situations. Now, basis of formation, if we are talking about presented personal, Fayol's principles are presented personal experience in the form of universal truth, that is by the Fayol, as I told you earlier how Fayol has made his principles. But if we are talking about Taylor's scientific principle, so these establishes principles of management by observation and experimentation. Taylor has scientific management principles he has made by observation and experimentation. Fifth point, that is focus. Focus of Fayol's principle was reforming the entire administration by following different principles. But the focus of Taylor's scientific principles was to increase the productivity. As I told you, that focuses only on productivity with the helps of simplification, the study of time and speed, etc. So this is given by F.W. Taylor, that scientific management principles. Personality, if I'm talking about, Fayol's principles are professional, but Taylor's principles are scientific. Expressions, Fayol's principles are general thinking about administration, that focuses on administration, but Taylor's principles focuses only on scientific management. So this is the difference between both. Now here the chapter ends, the principles of management and principles of scientific management. Principles of management given by Henry Fayol. 14 principles are there. He is known as principle of general management, and principles of scientific management was given by F.W. Taylor. He was American engineer, but Fayol was French management theorist. And Taylor has given 4 principles. These are principles of scientific management. I hope the chapter is clear now for, and I hope you have made notes also. This is the detailed but short video for your revision. For more videos, like, subscribe and share my channel, and give your comment also, and share this video with your friends who are in this school or your school, on other schools also, so that subscriber will increase. It will help a lot and it will motivate the work. Thank you.